right.
Less grass to mow.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah. So, okay, just a little bit of background about you guys. You guys are both from Maryland and grew up in Maryland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. And so you're Filipino, and I could yeah, right, Justin, right?
Well, Justin's
Yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah.
I think Josh is white bread.
His white bread. Josh is
Josh is the perfect definition of potato.
potato, really. Real rice and potato right there. Yeah, okay. And maybe one is he's Filipino by injection. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not gonna say that. Oh no, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm just kidding. So, how about how did you guys meet?
Actually, we met on a site called Bear 411.
Oh,
that site.
That
Oh,
side.
That's
Oh, that
easy
side.
It was actually by chance. We talked a little bit online back and forth, and nothing too crazy because we were actually both seeing someone else at the time. It was more like casual conversation. You know, like, oh yeah, you're cute, blah 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 blah. And then just so happens like we were both single at the time, and he happened to be down here in DC.
Okay,
Yeah.
so y'all were at a Pride event in DC, and he texted you.
Oh yeah, and he ended up coming down, and the rest was kind of history. We kind of flirted back and forth, and that whole thing, and
Was it
It
lust
just-
at first sight?
I mean I think it was kind of this really interesting. We both got kind of out of a relationship type ordeal. We weren't really expecting much, just expecting to meet someone that we've talked to, and I mean I felt it. I don't know about you. Did you feel it?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I put you on the spot. Did you feel that?
felt
almost
it
3
later
years
that
later.
night.
Now he's asking. I would say, yeah, in a lot of ways, it was definitely love at first sight. Justin and I had known each other for probably about 5 or 6 months online, and we just had a lot of things in common. We both love art. We both have a love for music of all different genres and things like that. So it was really cool that he had the city as such a resource for him to experience all of those things.
I love country boys.
And I grew up very country,
I see,
and have always loved those things. So we had a really great friendship to begin with, and then I think when we met each other, the sparks kind of flew, and we actually ended up spending the whole rest of the day and into the night and going out to the club together, and it was really cool. And it was eventually it was 6 months before I moved down here, but it was a cool day, and we kind of celebrated every now and then. We go back to the park where we met and kind of have dinner and lunch in the same places. So it was a neat little moment for us.
Okay.
No nookie on the first date.
No. Oh.
I think that's why it lasted so long.
That's sad. We waited for the third date. Oh, the third date. Oh no, probably second. Yeah. Right. Okay. So
How long have you guys been together?
It'll be 3 years on May 23rd.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Oh yeah, we moved lesbian fast.
Oh.
So who drove the U-Haul?
I definitely drove the U-Haul. He brought the cats. You know.
Oh,
That whole...
We don't have any cats.
well, of course not. You've eaten them.
You've eaten. Oh.
Adobo style.
Adobo style. Yeah.
As long as there's a rice cooker of some sort in the house, Justin's happy.
Definitely, and no minute rice.
No minute rice.
No minute rice. Yeah, no, you're right.
I don't have a rice cooker. You get me a rice cooker, I'll cook you real rice. Until
Okay.
then, it's Uncle Ben's. Baby.
It's Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben's minute
Uncle
rice.
Ben's covered in gravy. It's all good.
No minute rice for for us. No. Okay, right.
So, how did y'all get involved with MTV and doing this show?
The funny thing about that is that there were a bunch of people that were trying to go for the audition, and I personally feel, and I hope they're not listening, I personally feel that they were really great representations of the community, because there's so many different things you could say about being a chubby chaser.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you could be skewed in the completely wrong direction, like the other story, and there's some people out there that are actually chubby chasers and legitimately proud to be who they are, and not really freaking gross about it, not like entirely dirty about it. I mean, there's so many different people, there's so many different ways to interpret it, and these people weren't. I always feel like I live my life so normally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's a lifestyle.
Basically, we had a friend in the extended circle who had heard about the casting call because MTV had posted on their website and it was posted on other casting sites. So Justin has always wanted to do something with MTV, be it real life or True Life or Real World or things like that. So he's like, let's go for it. Let's give them a chance to see a part of who we are and how we live, because it's a story that we felt hasn't really been told a lot. So
it's never been told, really. I mean, with the exception of Chubby Mikey. I mean, he really put out the story out there maybe like 2001, 2002, and he really kind of generated this buzz and this community thing around bigger city and people like visiting the site and kind of developing their own networking system within their towns, whether you be some small town in some rural country or some city outside of a city. And I don't know. It's really all about generating knowledge about where you need to go and to be part of a community and be yourself,
Yeah, that's true. So how about your family? You did mention earlier that you have a lot of positive reactions. How about your immediate family?
Well, the crazy thing is that I mean they've always known I was gay. I mean, I've been gay since freshman year of high school. I've been out and gay since freshman year in high school. But they've always like kind of met my boyfriends in the past, and they've all had this common theme, like, oh, he's a little bit heavier than I thought he would be.
Yeah, I know how that feels. Josh, let me ask you, how about your family? Do you have any reactions from your immediate family?
I've not had any. I grew up in a very Christian home, and matter of fact, this was kind of going out on a limb for me because not many people even know me as out, let alone know me as in a relationship with someone who doesn't quite look like me. So my immediate family knows about the show. To be honest with you, I don't even know if they've seen the show because we have a good relationship, and I can pretty much talk to my mom about anything, but I've not had her at the moment where I can corner her and really ask her. And some things have just been kind of hands off. So to this moment, and hopefully maybe this weekend we'll find out because I'm going to go visit, but I've not directly asked them if they've seen. So I have a very supportive family. My immediate family is extremely supportive, and they love Justin to death. So I couldn't ask for more as far as my immediate family goes. There are just certain aspects that they're not used to, and they're still getting used to because I really haven't been out all that long. So we'll see this weekend, hopefully.
Just bring egg rolls, Justin.
I did my very first visit.
There you go.
Not even playing. That pasalubong thing works.
Oh, the pasalubong always works. Yeah. That is great. So, okay, Ray.
So have y'all had the wedding yet?
No, and let me tell you this, all right? They kept bugging me about what the final notes would be, and I kept saying, oh yeah, Josh is getting healthier, and we're doing things together with my family, so forth and so on. And then I said we will not get married unless everyone else could. And the very final, we had a little casting party, and the very last line of the show was, Justin and Josh are getting married next year. I'm like, oh my God, can you please take it off air right this very second? Because they twisted every single word that we put up there, and a simultaneous gasp from our friends was like, why didn't you tell us? I can't believe you didn't tell us. I'm like, this sucks. This really sucks. It was weird because our friends were... We got this really strange reaction from our friends, and my eyes were as big as saucers, and I was basically telling them, like, no, I've never said that, they twisted my words. And I actually kind of sent a text message to one of the guys from MTV, and they're like, I don't know how that got in there, because there's so many different processing.
Right.
So.
God, so you're forced into it now. You're going to get married now. So there you go. That answers your question, right? You're going to get married next year.
What's that? What were we going to do? My big gay wedding, or my big fat gay wedding.
Big fat.
So it's definitely one of the things that we have talked about together and that we want to do down the road. But like Justin said, one of the things that we talked about is that we really want to wait on Maryland to legalize, and they just missed that opportunity last year. We're hoping this year that they have better chances. But they actually, filming the show, they took us to a wedding, actually took us to a jewelry store so we could shop for wedding rings. And there was a small clip in there about the wedding planner. So they had us do some things that were more wedding geared because we had talked about that, and they wanted to show, that I guess basically that skinny and chubby people do get married. But, it's definitely something for us. It's just not quite as close as they may have made it seem.
No.
As long as they're paying, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, if you're going to pay, I'll totally do it. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
If it worked for the Kardashians, it can work for you.
Yeah.
Well, we laugh because we say that it's probably going to be the gayest Chubby Chaser wedding there is, because we have a 6-foot drag queen friend of ours who we adore, named Christina Kelly, who works here in the DC area, who swore that she's going to be our flower girl, and I think every gay that we know that does anything floral or anything designer has come out of the woodwork to say, let me do it. So,
oh, okay.
So we've got plenty of help, that's for sure.
Are your wedding colors going to be pink and blush?
Right.
Probably it is. How about this year? Are you guys planning any bear runs?
We're actually going to Chicago for the first time.
You go to Bear Pride?
Bear Pride?
Yeah, we're going to Bear Pride.
Oh my god! I'm not going. I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Bear Pride. I went last year, so.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Apparently, our friends came back with all these really crazy stories, and you just have to witness it firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
You honestly do. I mean, you could hear 10 million stories about it, but it's never the same if you don't go and see it yourself. So,
yeah.
Josh and I are going to go for the first time this year.
That's right. Wow.
Yeah.
Just been the year.
Yeah.
We're close to y'all in March at Drench Fur.
Yeah, we're going to Drenched Fur this year. We're going to it's in Erie, Pennsylvania. Actually, it's
we had an invite to that one, but I don't know that it's going to work out on our schedules right now.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be fun because it's a water park. Water park and bears. It's always awesome. Yeah. They closed down the whole place, the whole water park just for the bears.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're excited to see that. So, anything else besides Bear Pride this year?
There's a couple things going on. We may be traveling to California for a wedding in Justin's family, and we don't know for sure how that's all going to work out. Would be my first time to the West Coast, and to see some of his family.
It's nothing like
things like that, but nothing as far as major bear runs or anything like that. Nothing planned yet. We are big supporters of the Pride here in DC, and then we do Pride Baltimore as well. And actually, Pride Baltimore has been kind of crazy the last year or two because there's been a definite bear following, to the point that there was actually nicknamed Bear Alley this year.
Yeah, so it's just kind of, we take, for whatever reason, the bear population in Baltimore is astronomical. You couldn't even possibly imagine, and it's great. I mean, it's wonderful, but you never see that kind of thing in DC. I don't know what the distinction is.
Probably they are.
Yeah, and we're actually big supporters weekly of the Bear Happy Hour here at town in DC. We've been going for quite a while, and you can pretty much find us there most Fridays. And supposedly now they're touting it as the largest Bear Happy Hour in the country.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
Did y'all go to Mile this year?
Yeah. Actually, Justin was working. I went with a couple of our friends down just to see the actual leather mart for once, because I've never been. And ended up, because of DC parking, barely getting to see any of it. But we went down to visit a little bit.
We went to Blow Off.
And we went to Blow Off, which is our big monthly event here. And in honor of Mal, when it comes in, it's Leather Bear Blow Off.
It was hot. It was definitely a good time.
So you always see Bob Mould there then?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We had the Bob Mould in the show a couple of years ago too. He's really a nice guy.
You got to get him back on.
Yeah, he's a great guy, really. Very talented.